What's brewing? So I've got a couple brews here. I got a secondary that's going. It's a traditional sack mead. And then I got a lower ABV session mead, Hydromel, that I'm working on here. We're mostly going to be talking about the Hydromel for today's session. All right, so today is May 9th, 2024. This current brew started on May 5th, 2024. I am using Lavlin EC 1118. My starting gravity on this was 1.045. It's probably higher than that. I took my gravity reading when my water was still cold, around 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so you'll want to adjust your starting gravity based on that calculation. I used 1 teaspoon of tannin. It's a chestnut wine tannin. I used 9 cups of honey. On this one, I used a Wellington wildflower honey that I sourced from Copaco's Honey in Larimer County. This particular honey, the bees are pollinating on clover, sunflower, morning glory, and alfalfa. The honey gives a very light honey. It's a very light honey with a natural, smooth vanilla cream flavor mouthfeel, which is really nice. At the very end of the mouthfeel, though, it has a kind of sharp, bitter bite, kind of hoppy bite at the very end of the mouthfeel. And I used 5 gallons of purified filtered water that's in here. I used reverse osmosis purified water off a tap. And I have a total fluid volume in here of 5.4 to 5.5 gallons. And I did a full complement of nutrients of Fermade O at the starting of the fermentation. Since this is only going to go to about 6.5% ABV, I just fed it all up front, so I don't have to do 3 feedings throughout. Now, some observation notes that are important so far on this fermentation is the highest temperature that has been observed so far is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. The lowest observed is 64 Fahrenheit. And my average fermentation temperature is between 67 and 68 degrees ferment. I'm controlling this through air conditioning, environmental controls here in the household. Last night we did let it go quite cold, so it got pretty cold in the house, down about 63 degrees last night. So that allowed this to get down to about 64, 65, so it keeps that ferment nice and cold. It took about 24 hours from the time of pitching the yeast to seeing a notable active fermentation within the airlock. And for city steading brews and those who want to know how often to swirl your brew, I'm swirling this brew 1 to 2 times a day for 30 to 45 seconds per swirl. After I get my primary fermentation done with this, I'm going to split it off into a couple different secondary containers. I'm going to do 3 gallons and then 2 gallons. I figure there will be a little bit of loss in there, about a half a gallon of loss at the bottom of the fermenter. I'm going to do a turbo clear at the end of my primary before I put it in the secondary, because the 3 gallons I'm thinking about doing oak and vanilla and see how that turns out. And then the other 2 gallons, maybe I'll play with a little bit of orange vanilla and try to go for a vanilla cream, kind of without the cream, but a vanilla orange to it, and see how that turns out. Maybe back sweeten some of it with a little bit of traditional orange blossom honey. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll keep track of this brew over the next week or 2. And whenever it's getting ready to go into secondary, we'll do another video. Thanks so much. Bye.